it appears that there is hope for the Republican Party in the great state of New Jersey. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back again with a new video, and today it is time that we talk about the 2024 United States Senate election in the great state of New Jersey. Because everyone, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but there is a possibility that Republicans could potentially win the Senate election next year. And it could possibly indicate what we have been seeing the past 3 years from the state of New Jersey. I'm not saying it's 100%, but the data points I'm going to show you guys today, it might show something's happening here. Now, before we continue with today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you could join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. Again, I am not saying Republicans will magically win the Senate election. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that there is a serious possibility. Greater than like 10%. Especially if the Democrats somehow nominate Bob Menendez for the nomination. But I think it's time for a bit of context before we get into the crazy scenario of that. Let's look back at 2020. Let's go back. In 2020, the state of New Jersey was a Biden plus 16 state. In 2016, I think it was Clinton plus 13, plus 12, I think it was. Either way, it was a shift towards the Democrats. When you look at the state, virtually the entire state, except a couple parts in Atlantic City and Newark, they all shifted towards the Democrats. I mean, especially the northwestern part of the state. Now, you know, there's a lot of debate about what happened in the Northeast in 2020. What I think really happened was the COVID lockdowns, the Northeast was getting hammered from it, and they were like, you know what, screw it. Trump locked us down, this COVID stuff, that's because of him. We're going to vote for Biden because he promises to bring back normalcy. That's what I really think happened. A lot of these voters, they bought that crap that, oh, Biden's going to bring back normalcy, he's going to end COVID, and all that other crap. Because the Northeast was getting hammered by these garbage COVID policies. But I think a lot of these voters realized early on, this wasn't Trump. It's not Trump at all. It was these corrupt Democrat governors, in particular, a state like New Jersey with Phil Murphy, and New York with Cuomo, who had these horrendous lockdowns and COVID policies that really destroyed the state economically. And I think a lot of voters realize that. Because how do you explain this? The 2021 New Jersey governor's election. It was a D+3 election. For context, back in 2017, Phil Murphy won by 14 points. Just slightly less what Biden won in 2020. But in 2021, he only won by 3.5%. And before people say turnout was higher in 2021 than it was in 2017. Usually that meant Democrats would outperform, but no. In this situation, the higher turnout actually helped Republicans, which is a bigger indication of the trends that we're seeing, but we're not going to get into that. Either way, Citarelli vastly overperformed. He did. No poll, except like one or two, had the race even within 4. You had Trafalgar, and you had a Republican internal back in September that had Citarelli within striking distance. The rest, D+6 to D+9, or even D plus 11. That's what happened. People try to forget about that. This was when Citarelli had no support from the national GOP. Had to go through a brutal primary, who, mind you, I didn't even originally support Citarelli. I supported Rizzo. In my opinion, I liked him the best, but Citarelli was, in hindsight, the better option. Because, well, look what happened. He only lost by 3.5 points. So there are many reasons for why this happened, but I really do think it was COVID. And people realized, nope, this Biden guy, he's incompetent. And now people are going to say, but oh, it's different now because of abortion and Roe being overturned. Well, no. Because at this point in time, in late 2023, abortion is becoming less and less and less important to voters. It's factual. It had a slight bump in 2022. Now it's back to like the 9th most important issue or whatever. Because voters are realizing, wait, only the states can decide. Why are we making a big deal about it? It's like, why should we worry that much about it? Because you just look back at 2022. Explain this. New Jersey had a shift to the right. There were parts that did shift Democrat, but look at New Jersey 4th. Look at New Jersey 7th. New Jersey 2nd. They had double-digit point shifts. Even the Democrat shifts, they were small. 2.5, 1.5. Only one that was 5.5 points. But the rest of these, they were large shifts to the right, even against Andy Kim. So there is something happening just based on the trends we're seeing. I'm not saying Republicans will win the state of New Jersey, but this data indicates that for the 2024 Senate election, there is some kind of possibility, especially with the Bob Menendez stuff. You know, the gold bars that disappeared from Egypt that magically ended up in his closet. Yeah, the corruption stuff. I'm not saying it's going to be Republican flip, but even before all this new corruption scandal, there were signs that the state was seeing some kind of shift to the right. Even the party registration data. Republicans gained 32,000 new voters. Democrats have lost 70,000. That's a net gain of 102,000 voters. Hey, that's insane. The GOP in New Jersey somehow has become competent. They're getting new voters. They're running great candidates, usually. And in 2022, when New Jersey's one of the most pro-choice states in the country, it gave a middle finger to these abortion cause 2022, even though there's data like this to prove not really. New Jersey is one of the most pro-choice states in the country, and it saw a big shift to the right. It did. Compared to other states like Pennsylvania, places like Maryland, it didn't shift as Republican as, say, New York, but it did have a substantial shift to the right. Now the question is this. How likely is it Republicans can pull off a miracle in the state of New Jersey? Well, it comes down to one thing. Who is the Democrats' candidate? Andy Kim or Bob Menendez? If it is Andy Kim, I think it's going to be much closer than expected. I think Kim wins easily, but instead of winning by 14 or 15, he may win by 8 or 9. That's my hot take. I really do think that it will be much closer than people expect. Hell, the Democrat internal that just supposedly leaked has Andy Kim only up by 12 against a generic Republican. If you look at the same poll, Bob Menendez is down by 22. Even against Chris Christie, he's losing by 3. And this is a poll that I think was paid off by Kim, who is the congressman in southern New Jersey. Or central, I should say. So, I really do think it will be much closer than people expect either way. Especially with this primary more than likely going to be brutal. Unless Bob Menendez is forced to retire, which I don't think is going to happen, but it could. But what happens if Menendez is the nominee? In my opinion, if Menendez is the nominee, and you run somebody like, oh, I don't know, Jeff Van Drew, arguably one of the best Republicans in the New Jersey delegation and electorally one of the strongest. If you run Jeff Van Drew against Bob Menendez, I think Van Drew has a good shot of winning. Van Drew has such an amazing story. I mean, remember, back in 2019, he was a Democrat representing this district. But after the Trump impeachment crap, he said, this is garbage. You know what? My voters want me to support Trump, and so do I. And he endorsed Trump for re-election, and he switched parties. And electorally, he is strong. In fact, he actually is good on some issues. Not perfect, but he's far better than, say, Don Bacon, for example. I would 100% support Jeff Van Drew, especially against Bob Menendez. And I think he already is running ads targeting the Democrats. So if it's, say, Andy Kim, Republicans lose by 8 or 9 probably. But he gets Bob Menendez? Ooh. That's a sneaky pickup opportunity. I think actually kind of likely. But we just got to see what happens. We don't know for certain who the Republicans are going to face off. Will Van Drew even run? We just got to see. But fingers crossed that Bob Menendez, who has a favorability of like 8%, stumbles his way into a primary victory, which would be absolutely hilarious. But we just got to see what happens. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.